Hi, and welcome to another weekly news wrap up here at VIC. I'm your host, Cynthia Graham. Before we go into some highlights of the stories that we've reported on the site this week, just wanted to give a huge thank you to our readership, all of you, for your support over the last 2 months. We just celebrated our 2 month anniversary yesterday, Thursday, and we're pretty excited about that. All of the support you've given us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now let's get to it. Top of the week, gubernatorial candidate Soraya Diaz-Kofelt. She came on air right here in St. Croix and she gave a radio interview where she announced that she and her running mate, John Canegata, are waging a war against corruption in the Virgin Islands. Please check that story out right here on viconsortium.com. All right, next up, it was a huge week down there at the legislature, lots of action happening. Of course, we reported on the fact that the senators voted that Governor DeYoung should pay back that bill of $500,000 that he used to provide renovations, security renovations on his private home. We reported on that story and we received a great deal of response from you, our audience. So please check that out if you haven't read that story yet. Also, at the 11th hour, the Senate was able to avert over 7,000 government employees losing health care insurance. They were able to come up with the money late night, Tuesday night, and the insurance did not lapse. So we provided a great deal of coverage on that story, so be sure to check it out. All right, and here's a fun one for you. This week we were very excited to roll out a new weekly feature that we're calling Cruisionomics. It's where we'll be highlighting or featuring everyday Cruisians doing amazing entrepreneurial things. And this week we featured Sunman. So you want to check that article out. We're sure you're going to enjoy it. And St. Thomas and St. John, just hang tight. We have some things planned for you as well. So Cruisionomics this week, and stick with us. We're going to be bringing you some more things going forward. And up next, we're going to have the man behind VI Consortium join me to discuss, let me tell you, the hottest story on our website this week. You don't want to miss this. All right, welcome back, and I am joined by Ernest Gilbert, owner and founder of VI Consortium. Ernest.
Hey.
Big news, big story on our website this week.
Yes.
WAPA has been given the authority to bill customers for streetlights. I have to say, that story nearly crashed our site. I mean, maybe I'm being a little, but there was a lot of commentary on that story.
A lot of commentary, a lot of traffic, tens of thousands, and the people are pretty upset. People cannot believe that, upon the amount of money we're paying for our bills already, our WAPA bills, that the senators would go and craft this bill late night that would see residents paying for streetlights. And so what happened was the internet exploded, VI Consortium exploded, and people are commenting and they're pretty upset. And I think that they have a right to be.
Absolutely. Now, is it true, or can you give us a little bit of insight into this whole thing? WAPA will be rolling out its propane program in 2015. And then that was supposed to give the people of the Virgin Islands some savings.
About 30%.
About 30%. And now the people are upset because, again, they thought they were going to get 30% in savings, and now here's this streetlight bill, if I can call it that.
Yes, and what the sponsor of the bill, Clifford Graham, said was...
no relation to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, no relation to her. But what he said was, when the savings come to fruition, when we start receiving the savings, then WAPA will now have the authority to bill us for the streetlights. Essentially, we're going to start saving 30%, but that's going to be probably cut down to 20%, who knows. And we're already paying some of the highest bills anywhere, and 30% is good, but it's not great, And so to give us that amount of saving and then to take it back having the people of the Virgin Islands pay for streetlights. You could feel the passion on the internet. And I don't understand why the senators would craft such legislation. The Virgin Islands are already hurting. People are hurting. People are living without power. And what struck me as odd was Senator Capehart, who voted for the bill. The only Crucian senator who voted for that bill. And so we're gonna see how it plays out, but it's pretty it's not good.
Shocking. It's
Shocking.
shocking. Let's get some feedback from our Facebook page. We have a gentleman by the name of Damon. I'm just gonna call his first name. He says, "This train is run by a ton of hypocrites and fools. What do they want? Blood from the people? Do they want blood?"
This comment right here, it exemplifies the mood of the people across the territory. Matter of fact, there's a campaign that's been started online for signatures, a petition, I suppose. They're petitioning President Obama to prevent WAPA from charging, residents that, to pay streetlights. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so you feel that sentiment all across the internet, certainly on viconsortium.com.
Yep. And of course, just one other thing, Esther said, "Brace yourself. You will soon be billed for going to the beach." So there's a lot of reaction that this story brought up. And before we move off of that, in your story, you named names.
Yes.
And you gave an accounting, a full accounting of all the senators who voted yay or nay for this bill.
Yes.
I won't say it's a strategy, Ernest, but you were just doing due diligence as a journalist should.
Yes.
And you were naming names, and it seems that our readers very much appreciated that that thing.
Yes, we've gotten calls, we've gotten messages online, and people appreciate that we are able to name names, show the roll call, who voted for this, who voted for that, who said no, who said yes. It keeps the politicians honest. You can't get away with voting for a certain bill right now and think no one's going to know about it. Everybody's going to know about it. So be careful and do the right thing. We got to keep our elected officials honest.
Great. Quick, Chucky Hansen case back in court.
Yeah.
On Wednesday night, Judge Lewis ruled another way, sending the case back to the Superior Court.
Yes.
You don't have to go into a lot of it, but what do you think is going on here?
I think the saga continues. That's what I think is going on. I also think the people are a bit tired. What happened was Judge Lewis, it's going to be confusing to a lot of people.
It is.
She sent back the case to the Superior Court, like you mentioned. Granting Brian's motion to remand the case because, according to Brian, his issue dealt with local law, VI code, and not federal issues. So the case should be brought back to the Superior Court as it relates to Hansen being on the ballot. Not necessarily the moral turpitude argument, but ballot timing and whether she should be on there. And so Friday is the day when we're going to know what happens. And today actually.
Right.
Yeah. We will know what happened.
And we will certainly bring that to you in next week's report. Last thing on our agenda for today, we recently upgraded our site, and as a result, we've rolled out quite a few new features on the site.
Yeah.
Tell our audience about.
So really exciting features. First we want to talk about the classified section. Because you could come to our site, post your, whatever you got. You got a house for rent, you got a car for sale, whatever your classified ad is, you get 3 months to post it up for free with images, about 4 images. And you could post it up. It's very simple. Go to the classified section and follow the instructions. Very simple to post your ads up. We are very excited about that. Trying to move everyone into the digital age where you just go online, click on a button and find whatever you want. And so we're very excited about that. Of course, we roll out the community center where we have the in memoriam, the deaths, Crime Stoppers, Police Blotter.
Picturesque. There's picturesque.
Yes, where we highlight just the Virgin Islands,
in all of its glory.
Yes,
beauty.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we got some other rolling out to do very soon.
Right.
We also roll out a tips section. So if you got some tips, some juicy stories you want to share with us, and you want to remain anonymous, then click the send us tips icon, and you could send us your tips from there. So a lot of exciting things happening at viconsortium.com, and so we're pretty excited. Hundreds of thousands of Virgin Islanders, from those in the States, those who live here. I mean, it's amazing the amount of traffic we've seen on our site. It's unprecedented what we've seen. That's why we had to upgrade our service.